Thank you for being here with me tonight. I am Mary Knabe of Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe. I am an independent demonstrator of 11 years, and I love to share what I love to do. So this is an awesome job. If you are interested in making a little side money or wanting to get a discount on your Stampin' Up! Products, please consider joining my team. Our starter kit is truly the best deal we have. So give that some thought, and definitely if you have any questions, let me know. I see Mary Lou just popped on here. She's a member of my team and has been for a while. So lots of great things happening on this team, and we're a great group of sharing and caring people. With that, I do want to ask for some prayer requests. I have a number of people on my team who are dealing with some difficult situations and illnesses and various things. So if you could keep a positive thought and say a prayer for those people, I would appreciate it. And let's get started now. So I'm sure you probably all know that Monday is the first official day of fall or autumn. I can't wait. I just love when we reach that point where you don't have to use your heat or your air conditioning. The days are warm and sunny, but the nights are cool, perfect for sitting around the fire pit, that sort of thing. Hi, Joyce. Ladies, one last time, if you can click your share button, that helps me greatly. Okay. So tonight I want a set, and this is so fun just because it's really versatile. You can do apples, you can do pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns, and I'm going to be showing you a neat layering technique a little bit later in the video. But I just love that, you know, these are things you can use throughout the year as well. You make me smile. You know, have you ever heard the saying, you're the apple of my eye? So this would be a perfect stamp set for that. Welcome back to school. Give thanks. But love this. Feel better soon. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? And then, of course, apples for the teachers. And we like to celebrate and show our appreciation for teachers throughout the year. So perfect for that, as well as for fall occasions. And then we have the fabulous Apple Builder Punch, and I'm going to be using this tonight in various ways. I think the highlight will be at the very end. It's a simple project, but it's a new technique using this punch. And I just realized when I'm moving this around so you can see it, you are seeing my face. Sorry about that. Oh well, I hope you saw a smile. So, okay, so first of all, I'll show you these two cards. I made these. Basically, they're the same. However, one is a teacher card, okay, and one is a fall or thanks card. Hi, Marion and Sandy and Karen. Okay, here you can see I added a little cutout heart from the Meant to Be, or I think that's what it's called, Meant to Be dies. And then this stripe paper, it kind of looks like notebook paper to me, but I got that from the Come Together DSP collection, which is where all of these prints are from. So in addition to being able to stamp our apples and punch them out, we can make fun apples and make our punch even more versatile by using some designer series paper. So you'll see some examples of that tonight too. Okay. And then I wanted to show you this card. Okay, a Get Well card. I received this in a demonstrator swap from Susan Carlson. Okay, you can see she added some of that Cajun Craze linen thread, which actually comes as a combo pack. Okay, and this ribbon, oh, I love this ribbon. I just love ribbon anyways, but this is probably one of the ones that would be in my top 3 for the last several years. But it's crumb cake. I believe it's 3/4 inch wide. Yes, 3/4 inch. And it's got this woven part and then satin edges. Just really fun to use. I really, really like that. Okay. And then I have this demonstrator swap card from my friend Tamara Davis, and I just love it. Definitely not a color combination I would have thought of. I would not have put pretty peacock with the real red, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so I'm going to be using this card for some inspiration as well as the others. Okay, I will have later this week, I will do a project sheet for this card that I've designed. Okay, and of course you'll be able to see this video anytime you like on this page, Stampin' Scrap with Mary Knabe. Yes, Pam, I agree. It does seem kind of elegant. Okay, so on Saturday, I worked really hard on lots of different Stampin' Up! Things. I feel so good about everything I've accomplished that day. I took some time out to watch the Ohio State game, go Bucks, but I kept working right through that. And then after the game, my daughter Andrea came over and my sister Joan, and the 3 of us went to the apple orchard to pick apples. And unfortunately, Joan took about 4 or 5 pictures, and I'll be showing those on my blog this week. I don't have them printed out to show you, but you can look for those in the coming week. But I started thinking about this, and I thought it would be fun to do a scrapbook page. Okay, so I've pulled out some Whisper White 12 by 12 cardstock, and then I pulled out some papers from the Come Together Designer Series paper pack. Okay, and of course they're printed differently on the back, but I just kind of looked through the pack and I pulled out 4 sheets that I thought would be fun to work with for a layout for our photos from the apple orchard and the apple picking. Okay, it was quite nice. We went in the afternoon, so it wasn't very crowded. I think they get more crowded in the morning when they first open. But we had a really good time. Weather was great. Sky was blue. It was amazing, amazing. And of course, it's always just fun to spend time with my sister and my daughters. So, okay. So, my color scheme that I'm going to use, okay, I've showed you the DSP. The color scheme that I'm going to pull out is some real red. Okay, I've got real red. And then Pretty Peacock. And the mint macaron. Okay, and I can add to it or, change my mind and do something later. Okay. Oh, Lisa, I love that idea of just getting the set to make teacher projects for your granddaughters. And let me tell you, your granddaughters' teachers will love you for it. They will love you for it. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to be working with. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my couple of Pretty Peacock 12 by 12 sheets. Okay, I have so many things going on here, you would not believe it. Okay, I was going to use white, but I decided I'm going with the Pretty Peacock instead. Okay, and I definitely want to get some of this gingham in, so I'm going to work with that next, I think. And I love how Tamara has that gingham backed on the bright red, the real red color, okay? Hi, Brandy. Okay, so I could make the whole big page like that if I wanted, but I think I'm going to cut this down, okay? The pictures that Joan took, I know, are with her iPhone, I know, are vertical. There's one of the three of us, a selfie, and then just some snapshots of, you know, the apple trees and things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut a piece of this gingham to be 5 by 7. Oops. Okay, so there's my 5 by 7 piece. I do want to back it on the red, and I love how Tamara just used the very small border. I like to do that a lot. In fact, I probably do it more than ever. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 1/8. And my arm, I hate to say it, but I dropped this and I broke the arm off my Stampin' trimmer. But hey, that's okay, because by the end of the year, demonstrators will get to purchase and try out our new trimmer. And I'm very excited about that. And yes, it will have scoring abilities, I believe, as well. So really am very excited about that. Okay. Now I'm going to cut some of these. I think I'll do some 4 by 6 pieces. That's always a nice, good standard dimension because of the size our pictures are printed in. Okay, and again, I want the real red backing. And I'll have to use another piece because I am going to go 6 1/8, okay, by 4 1/8. At the Apple Orchard Saturday, every weekend you can pick different kinds of apples, different flavors. They have it set up so that things are being harvested at different times, different apples at different times. So this weekend was Jonathan, Cortland, and what was the other one? The first one we did, Pixie Crisp. That's what it was. Has anybody ever heard of Pixie Crisp apples? They were really very good, very small, but very good. Okay, Lisa, I'm trying to read this. I would make one square opposite with the red on the top. Oh, sure. I love that idea. Okay, so I've got these rectangles. Do I have enough? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then, so let's see what size this is. This is 5 by 5. Yes. So, let's see, this would be 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. Do you think I should have a good amount of gingham showing or just a tiny bit? I feel like a good amount. Okay, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to do a 4 by 4 square on top of that 5 by 5. I love that idea, Lisa. Lisa, are you a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator? Or do you stamp and do card making with your friends? Good amount. I agree, Kathy, to make it stand out a little bit better. Ooh, love this. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere all the layers. Again, this is a 4 by 4 inch real red square on top of a 5 by 5, what do I want to say? Gingham square, check square, okay? And that idea is from the wonderful Lisa Johnson. I love it when you all participate. Nope, you just get together with your friends, Lisa. That's awesome. And honestly, I love crafting with other people. I think it's just a good motivator, as well as gives you lots of information or inspiration, and helps you sometimes look at things differently. You might come across some neat color combination you never would have thought of on your own, kind of like this one. Okay. I also find that crafting with other people helps me to learn new techniques, and also those, what I want to say, like tricks of the trade, I'll say. For example, if you are trying to punch something, a stamped image from a very small piece of scrap, you can use the Post-it note to hold it. Yes, videos are always a great idea. Do you ever wonder some days, what did we do before social media? I mean, we truly are not at a loss for finding ideas. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do some arranging of these. And I was thinking something like this. Okay. You know what I think I want to do to this one? I think I want to add some red behind it, just that little bit. I need to get out a larger piece to cut. I feel like that gingham was kind of getting lost against the pretty peacock background. So I'm just going to cut this a 5 1/8 inch square as the back layer. Hello, Alice from Indiana, and hello, Jessie. Thanks for joining me. I know everybody's very busy, so I want you to know how grateful I am that people jump on to watch and also to participate in my Facebook Lives. Okay, be sure to stay on till the end. I've got a couple of gifts I'm going to be giving away tonight. Okay, so I kind of like the idea of, oh, how about this? I think I like that. And maybe this down here. Do you ever do this? You just kind of play with your things? Well, maybe this. Oh, I think I like this. Okay, this is what I'm going for. Okay, now, for the interest of time, I'm just going to eyeball measurements here, okay? One thing you can do too, like when you're eyeballing or trying to arrange something like this, something I will often do is before I adhere them all permanently. I'll do something like this where I have them laid in place where I think I want them, and then I just lift up the papers to make sure, okay? And you can just put a tiny bit on to make sure, okay, is this really, yes, I will be adding apples, okay? So do you see what I mean? How I just kind of laid it out? Now, if I wanted to pick this up and move it, I only have that tiny little bit of adhesive near the center, so it would not be a big deal, Okay, so there's a little tip for you tonight. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Make sure it's where I want it. I did already stick it down, but I'm going to stick it down again with a little more adhesive. Okay. So here, and I kind of like this. Just deciding if I want like a strip of DSP over here. Let me cut a strip of this and see if I like it over on the side there. I think I'll do a 3-inch strip. I was just thinking, I mentioned, I think, before, apple of my eye. Wouldn't this be, something like this be cute project for grandmas with pictures of their grandchildren? Joyce, who's watching, is a grandma of 4, I believe. Okay, I kind of like that. Just adds a little different element. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I just cut a 3-inch by 12-inch strip. Super easy. And I often do this on my scrapbook pages. I am one, when I have the opportunity to scrapbook, which is not very often, I tend to do a combination of the pocket pages and a few real basic layouts, which I would consider this to be a very basic layout. Okay. I'm going to adhere the 5x7 piece so it overlaps. Okay, I want it to overlap that 3-inch strip, just to kind of when you group things and connect things and overlap, it kind of just creates a continuity. Now this one, I'm going to pop up, and some people would say, oh, Mary, you shouldn't put, don't do things popping up, dimensionals, whatever. You know what? I do it anyways. Okay. There's something about popping things up on dimensionals that I love. And even though it's for scrapbook page, I still do it. Now keep in mind too, I also like to do these simple layouts that could be used for scrapbook pages, but also could be cute home decor pieces. Okay. Can you picture something like this that, I'm gonna pull this down a little bit, I think, where we might cut out letters that say the apples of Grandma's eye, and then maybe put a picture of each of the grandchildren on an apple. Okay. Oh, actually, that reminds me, my mom grew up on a working dairy farm in a little town called Ottawa, Ohio. And in addition to the dairy farm and other animals they might have raised, my grandfather also was a crop farmer as well. But on their farm, they had a little apple orchard. So, since Grandma and Grandpa bought that farm and raised their family there so many years ago, I think we are into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe we're in the 5th generation. So whenever there's a reunion or whatever, all the blood relatives are basically assigned an apple number in order of ages or in order of the births, that kind of thing. And my sister just became a grandma not too long ago. So her little guy, Forrest, got his apple. It's just, something that's punched out or cut out and then laminated and on a string, and it's got his number. And I forgot to ask my sister, what is his apple number? And we refer to ourselves as the apples on the Schulte the apples on the Schulte family tree. So Something like this would be fun to do with for one of my aunts or something. Anyways, okay, so this is where I am. I think now is when I'd like to do some stamping and punching. Okay, I'm going to put my Stampin' trimmer away. By the way, the Come Together Designer Series paper does have a stamp set and dies of its own to coordinate. It's right here, in fact, the Gather Together stamp set, and then the Gathered Leaves dies. Okay, I'm using that in my fall class in Columbus this week and in Cincinnati next week. Okay, I think I'll stick to this for now. Okay, I'm going to stamp with Real Red ink on Real Red cardstock. Okay, I'm going to pull a few other things here while I'm... I'm going to pull a white chalk marker and my Wink of Stella. Okay. And I'll get this out. I don't really need the scrap because I'm not stamping off. Try to use up some of these smaller pieces first. It actually kind of shows up almost a brown, the Real Red on the Real Red. Okay. Oops, I wanted that one on white. Okay, let me put that ink aside. Do you want to see what the winners can get today? Oh, Pam, thank you. Just lives above me. Oh, awesome. Okay, I have a gift package of various DSP card fronts. And I've got 2 of these to give away and drop in the mail tomorrow. So hang on, I'm going to give you a word a little bit later to type into the comments, and those people will be entered into the drawing for the card fronts. We can keep each other stamping. Thanks, Marion. It's nice to see you. Pam, I wonder, are you thinking Columbus, Indiana? I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I can't picture, I'll have to look at a map. I can't picture what you mean there. Okay. I am going to pull a scrap of... This is soft suede. I love soft suede. It's probably one, I would say, one of my go-to browns. The other one I would say would be Early Espresso. Okay. One thing about builder punches, you do end up with all these little bits, but hey, it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay. So let me just start decorating a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Okay. I'm trying to decide. You guys think for me, what green should I be using? Okay, Kathleen, you want to know how to make the apple stick on the clear block. I will show you shortly. Somebody remind me oh, I love the idea of a Christmas present. Okay, when I finished or nearly finished, somebody remind me. I will show you. I'll do a quick demonstration of how to mount the labels, the stickers, on your rubber stamps, and then how I put them on my clear blocks. Okay, so Kathleen, I will go back and answer your question. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use some glue dots to put these stems on. I did not stamp them, but you can stamp and then punch them, but I just did it plain. Okay. And I can also turn the stems different directions. They kind of curve one way. Okay. Now, one thing I thought of, but I will not be doing because I've used it up, is to punch some of the apples from the Real Red Designer Series paper, the one that comes in the multi-pack 6x6, but I've used up all my Real Red in that pack, so I think I'll get some more. So for now, I'm just going to do some plain ones. This could be a possibility, but I like this brighter red for the project I'm doing this time. Okay, yes, this is actually Pretty Peacock that I'm using, Pretty Peacock and Real Red, but any red, any, you know, you can do different colors. Somebody mentioned Mossy Meadow. That would be great as well. And you would just change out your Designer Series papers or whatever, so you have things coordinating. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. Any ideas, any thoughts out there? Okay, and I know that I actually want to cut, punch more than that. But like I said, I don't want to use up all your time because I have something else I want to show you as well. Okay. And for this, I am going to, I'm trying to decide. Maybe I'll make my leaf from it macaron. Let me grab a scrap of that and my ink. And when I'm doing this, I also kind of like to be thinking in my head, trying to find, here it is. I also like to be thinking in my head about where I might want to put a title or do some embellishing, you know, with bows or rhinestones or anything. Okay. Trying to see which way my punch is going. And as you can see, I'll be able to put, you know, several pictures on my layout. And then I still have plenty of room to do some journaling or to put a title. Marianne, I love the idea of putting the date on the apples. My other thought with those three is I'll have the picture of Andrea and Joan and I apple picking on Saturday, the three of us together that went. And I'm going to put that photo right here. So I thought it would be fun maybe to even put our names on there. So I love this exchange of ideas. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So here's some leaves. And glue dots. Look, here they are. Marion Henrik is also on my Stampin' Up team. I even have some team members that live out of state from me, and that's fun. I think on this one I'm going to put 2 leaves. When you put these on, keep in mind the direction of the leaves, okay? It's not a huge deal, but you know, if you're kind of particular about that sort of thing, okay. So I think what I would do here is do something like this, okay? And I want to put these on with dimensionals. Actually, I'll put some on with snail and then one of them on with dimensionals. How's that? That might be better. Okay. I'm actually going to move this one over too, because if I put this in a frame or a book, I don't want it right on the edge there. Okay. It's always kind of fun to have it overlap, and even with the photo there. Has anybody else been apple picking this year or plan to? It was fun. I haven't really done much with my apples except eat them for snacks. I'd kind of like to do some baking. Okay, I feel like I need something going on here as well, right? Okay, what I was going to show you with this is you can take this and use your Stampin' Right markers or your Stampin' blends. You know, maybe color in the seed. Okay, and then color in the apple skin here. I'm just using my standard Stampin' Right markers right now. They are water-based, but you could also choose to use your Stampin' blends as well. And no, we don't have a punch or a die that cuts out a half slice, but I will show you how you can manage that. Okay, and this is actually soft seafoam. I feel like I need a little bit of color in here just to kind of make that show up a little differently. Okay, but you can take your punch okay. Oops, let me cut this. And just fit that in as if you were punching at a whole apple. You punch and then take your paper snips and just cut straight down. Okay? So there's your apple slice. Let me do another one. Had anybody heard of the Pixie Crisp apples? The first ones that we picked on Saturday? Neither myself nor my sister or daughter had ever heard of that one. Tiny little apples and tiny trees too, but cute and fun. Okay, and so maybe I'll do something like this. Okay, and now I pulled this out just because the Cajun Craze does go with the Come Together Designer Series paper, but since I'm using Real Red and I don't have any Cajun Craze, I'm not going to use that. I do feel like I could use some of this ribbon in some way. I don't really know how yet. Maybe perhaps here, I kind of like a strip of the ribbon right there. Okay, so that gives you some idea, okay, of how you can finish off your scrapbook page. Gives you some ideas of that. Also remember too, it doesn't have to be a scrapbook layout. They could actually be framed, and you could do one frame or two, but I think that would be cute as well. Mine are going to be scrapbook pages. But anyway, so that gives you some ideas. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. With the Wink of Stella, now you can you could use a white chalk marker, but I'm just going to add a little Wink of Stella, and I'm using the stamp to guide me. Okay, do you see these little accent marks that have been stamped on there? I'm just using those for my guide for adding the Wink of Stella. And if you don't have a Wink of Stella, you are missing out, let me tell you. I love this thing. I'm also going to add a little shimmer to my leaves. What I love about the Wink of Stella is just super, super easy to work with. And it only gives you a very subtle shimmer, okay? I might even do it here on these, okay? Just gives it a little shimmer. Okay. And I can't wait to show you the completed pages when I get the photos printed. And unfortunately, that's not going to be for a couple days yet. I work tomorrow and then have stamp class here in Westerville, and then Thursday, I have a doctor's appointment and several things. Hopefully I'll have time to get them printed then, okay? But as you can see, oh, the other thing I wanted to point out, wouldn't this be fun for journaling, okay? It's another piece of the Designer Series paper from that Come to Gather set. But I thought, and it's got the mint macaron lines, but it kind of reminds me of a steno pad or notebook paper. And I thought, well, this would be fun to use on here for some journaling, okay? So I will be posting this project on my blog probably towards the end of the week. I will also give you some project sheets for Tamara's card that I got in the swap, plus I'll feature these in a project sheet on an upcoming blog post as well. Okay. All right. Now what I wanted to show you is I have this brown bag, and somebody mentioned, I don't remember who it was, somebody mentioned, hi Rita and hi Susan. Somebody mentioned that they were buying this set, getting this set so that they could do teacher projects for the grandchildren's teachers. I love that idea. Something I wanted to show you, I thought, well, here's a plain brown paper bag that I think, you know, needs some dressing up. So I thought, why not? I can handle that. I can do it. Okay. So I'm going to use some of this striped DSP. Okay. And I'm going to measure my bag front. This is so easy to do. Okay. So easy to do, ladies. Okay. So it looks like, without me getting my head in the film, not quite 5 1/4. So I'm just going to say 5. And you always want to measure, because you can buy, you know, basically a 5x8 bag at one place, and you go to the next place and you think it's going to be the exact same size, but it might be off a 1/4 of an inch. So always, you know, pay attention to that. So, and this is a little over 8 inches. So I'm going to say 5x8. Okay. And this has mint macaron on it. Oh, I don't need that big one. So I'm going to cut a piece of mint macaron cardstock that measures, oops, I can do it this way, 5 by 8. When you're cutting, it's always a good idea to, before you, put your cardstock or paper in, but take a moment and think, is this the best way, the best use of my cardstock or the best use of my paper? You can see that I turned it around because I will have less waste cutting it this way. And I just need to cut off a 1/2 inch. By the way, if you are not on my email list and you have not seen a blog post about it or received an email from me, the clearance rack was updated today. There was a whole lot on there when I looked this morning before I left for work. Okay. I'm sure that there are things that are sold out already. But there is still a whole lot on there. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Sylvia. Thanks for joining me. I noticed there were a couple comments on there, and I do want to go back and reply to those. And somebody, still trying to remember, somebody wanted to, said you're new and you wanted to see how to mount the stamps. Okay. So I've got that. And in this set, we have A+ Teacher. And I think I'm going to use that one. But, this would be fun to do Feel Better Soon and make up a little get well kit. Maybe some chicken soup and crackers and a movie, something like that. But for now, I'm just going to go with the A+ Teacher stamp. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it with Real Red. And I am actually going to stamp on a piece of scrap paper first to see if the stamp is pretty straight or if I need to turn it a little bit, because this one's not a photopolymer to see through. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, pretty good. Okay. But you know what? If I messed up, I could just stamp it and punch it. Say I didn't have a good clear stamp image, or it wasn't straight like I wanted it to be. I could just do something like this. Stamp it, punch it out, pop it up on a couple of dimensionals, and life is good again, right? Sylvia, I'm glad you appreciate the tips. Oh, hi, Susan. Just saw your name on there now. Okay. And then, just like before, I'm going to stamp and punch some apples. I'll do a leaf also. Oops, I have one there. Okay. So I'm going to punch my leaf first. Oops. Okay, I'm going to punch my apple. And then I also need to punch a stem. I have started offering classes to go. I've done 2 so far that were on and, closed out, had the expiration date. and those were very well received. I just did add another one today with bird ballad. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because there's so much other stuff right now. And I know lots of you have seen bird ballad already, but I had it ready, so I went ahead and offered that today as a class to go. And I've got a few other classes ready for classes to go, but I'm working on the tutorials for them. I like to have it all ready before I post it. But I've gotten good reviews on offering classes to go, so that makes me happy. That's something new I've added to my business. Okay, so here's an apple, and I'm going to use one of those apple slices. Okay, I'm going to add some Wink of Stella. Okay, and I'm just gonna, let's see. Some of you know my daughter Andrea is a school teacher. She's a 5th and 6th grade math teacher. So maybe I'll use this to give her a fun teacher gift or take something to her class. Like classes, I should say. She has 4 different classes, so she has about 130 students. But they're great kids, and I enjoy going there and helping, volunteering whenever I can. Okay, so I have that, and oh, I know what I wanted to do on this. I wanted to put a little bit of ribbon on here. Let me see if I can pull this up. And I have one more quick project to show you after this. Okay, so please don't go away because you're going to love it. Okay, I am not liking that. Changing my mind. I think I'll use it for a bow or something instead up here. You know, I know what I'll do. I'll tie that around the handle. Use a little bit stronger adhesive. I have this retired fast fuse out that I'm still using up because I bought a bunch when it was on clearance rack a long time ago. But for something like this, for a 3D thing or using the bags, I probably would suggest using tear and tape or the Tombow multi-purpose glue that we sell. But this, I think, would be fun just to put right there. Although it's not real colorful. How about this? Real red ruched ribbon, which is also in the holiday catalog. But I like this. This is more fun. And don't forget to mix and match products in different suites and stamp sets. When I first started stamping, I was, always trying to pick colors that were in the same color family, or only using stamps that were in the same set. And the more I did it, the more I realized, oh my gosh, there are endless possibilities if I leave myself open to mixing and matching different products. Okay, just like this red and the pretty peacock. There's no way I would have thought of that. Oh, Joyce, what a great idea. I did not know Megan was studying to be a teacher. I'm so excited. That's what I was in my life previous to kids. I only taught a few years, but I did love it. And then I became a professional volunteer for quite some time. Okay, so there's one way of doing up a bag. I want to show you a quick and easy way to make an apple tag. Now remember, the same stamp set and punch can also make pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. So you can switch it out with different colors and have a Thanksgiving theme or a Halloween theme or fall theme. Okay, so this is measuring 2 inches wide and it is about 6 inches long. probably a little too long for what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut off, I think, 1 inch. Okay. I'm going to pull out our newest tag topper punch. Okay, I think it's called Ornate Tag Topper. Okay, so it looks just like that. And I'm just going to stick to the same teacher theme here. What did I do with that? And how about this time I cut a 1 inch piece and make a little banner with the sentiment. Okay, wow, 20 people on. I'm so excited. And like I said, I have a couple of fun gifts to give away. I'm giving away a gift package of pre-cut card fronts tonight. Okay, I'm going to use my triple banner punch. Okay, and I'm thinking, how long do I really want this? I'm going to 4 inches. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and punch this first so that I know where I want to stamp on it. So it'll be kind of centered. Okay. I can use a piece of this also. I'm going to cut this to be, oh gosh, did you hear that? Kind of a quiet crash. But all is okay. It's just paper. Oh my. No. I'm going to do a 1 3/4 inch strip by, I want to say, I think I'll do 4 inch. Let me go 4 1/4. I can always trim away more if that's too long. Okay, I am going to trim a little bit more off. You guys are so patient. Thank you. Okay, so for the next part of this, I'm going to punch several apples. Okay, I'm going to punch several apples. I'm only going to stamp one of them though. Okay. Catherine, if you get this, you will love it. You will have so much fun. And like I said, this is just the beginning. The apples, the apple orchard, teacher gifts, this is just the beginning. Think of all the things you can do for fall and Halloween as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to punch some more apples. I'm going to do 5, which when you see what I'm doing, you can decide how many you want. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my Stampin' trimmer because I'm not going to trim these, but I am going to score them. Okay. So there's one. It's a little tricky to hold these in there. And all I'm doing is putting these little V's at the top and bottom right on so that they line up on that scoring cutting line. And like I said, I punched 5, but only one of them was stamped. And I am scoring all 5. I'm sorry to have missed both of my Facebook Lives last week. I got, there was one of the visiting angel caregivers had a family emergency, and then, so they asked me to stay on where I was. So I ended up not getting home till 10 o'clock that night. And then Thursday, I can't remember what happened on Thursday that I had to cancel. Maybe it was the same thing, filling in again. I can't remember. Isn't that awful? Okay, so now I'm going to stack some of these. Okay. And the one that's stamped, I kind of want in the center. Okay. So I've layered two, and you can fold them. I think it's a little bit easier to put them together if you do it when they're folded. Hold them folded. Okay. Chrissy, are you still watching? Chrissy Dicona? You have little ones. These would be fun things to make with your little ones for teacher gifts. Okay, and then you have this. Okay, so it now becomes a 3D tag. And again, I only stamped the one, trying to preserve your time, but you could stamp none of them and just punch, or you could stamp all of them and punch, okay? But you kind of get the idea there, right? And then when you're ready, put some adhesive on either side, like that, okay? And I would suggest doing odd numbers. And then you can put this there. I had a soft suede stem somewhere, but I'll punch another one. Okay. And I can punch a couple of leaves. I won't take the time to stamp these, and they'll be just as cute. But if you want to dress them up even more, then I would suggest you stamp first and then punch. Okay. I'm going to use my glue dots once again. Okay, stick the stem back there. And then I've got a couple of leaves I want to attach. I think I'll put this one here. Okay. And then this one could actually even go here, so it's even more, a little more 3D like dimensional. Okay. And then finally I'll add my little teacher tag. And then you put a ribbon or some twine or something through, and you can use the tag on a gift package, a wrapped present, or you could use it on the handle of a gift bag also. Okay, so cute, huh? Okay, and you can use any kind of ribbon. I have some of this braided, what's it called? Braided twine, I think. Oh, you guys, I love the hearts. I love your comments, and I love seeing those hearts pop up. Hi, Joan Horner. You've been on my mind. Okay, isn't that great? Have any of you ever used this braided linen trim? It's fun. I really like it. That is in the annual catalog. Okay? All right, so tonight I've showed you how to make the tag with the 3D pumpkin, decorated a gift bag, and then of course the scrapbook layout or framed home decor piece. Okay. Hi, Vicki. Vicki, I still need to talk to you. We left messages back and forth. Okay, so anyways, but wouldn't that be fun? You can do this for a teacher too. Class picture, wrap it up, cute tag. Also, you can have your kids sign the back of their tag. Have them write their teachers' names and from them. Okay? All right, so that's that. Please comment the word, let's see, orchard. Comment the word orchard, and I will enter you into a drawing to win one of these two prizes. They are pre-cut card fronts for you to use. And basically, I just cut them from retired designer series paper. So there's a variety, and you can mix and match and do all kinds of things. Joyce Bada, your comment made me laugh. You didn't think you needed this, but now you do. Okay, ladies, I hope you have enjoyed tonight's video. Thank you for spending some of your evening with me. I love that there are so many new people joining us as well as my old Stampin' friends and Stampin' sisters. Oh, secret sister gift. I love that. Love that idea. Okay, don't forget, tonight's word is orchard. Type orchard in the comments for the chance to win tonight's prize. Okay, and I'm giving away 2 prizes tonight. All right, I will be here Thursday. No, let me think. Thursday, I want to say Thursday 2 p.m. is my usual time, but I think I have a doctor's appointment at 1:45 that day. I'll have to double check. But on Thursday morning, check. The time may be different on Thursday. Okay, we have a lot of extra things going on. Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Where is my stamp set? Okay, I may have to pull. Oh, okay. I think I'm losing it. It's tired. Okay, so Catherine, you asked about how to put these together. I'm going to take this out just because it's there. So basically, this is how your red rubber stamps come, okay? And then they will have a label sheet as well, okay? Everything is pre-cut, so all you have to do is punch them out. So what I do is kind of lay my sheet out, my sticker sheet out, so that it lines up with the layout of the stamp. So for example, the pumpkin and the apple are here, and the pumpkin and apple are in the same place on that sheet. So what you're going to do is on each of these labels, and there's 2 sides. If you're looking at it correctly, this side, you want to flip it over. This is the front, you work from the back, okay? There are these backings that you want to pull off, and it's up to you if you want to pull them both off at once or not. I was going to put this on, I'm going to lay this on my Stampin' Pierce mat so you can see it a little bit better, okay? So what you're going to do then is punch out the rubber stamp, and it has a backing as well. So then there's the foam, the red rubber, and then this grayish foam, okay? And what you're going to want to do is, and don't do it at an angle looking in this way. You want to have your head looking right over the top of it. And I tend to do this in good daylight rather than like these can lights and different things I have, just because I can see better. But you're just going to line up the edges of the red rubber stamp with the edges of the label, and you can pull it off, okay? And these are the new cling ones, so they are very sticky, okay? And then I pull off the